Every time I got a chance, my Bible tape's on in the car. Actually, I don't even have a car right now. My car got stolen 4 weeks ago. And the Dallas police hardly do nothing to help me. It's even hard to get my insurance money for my car. So anyway, I'm busting it around. Don't laugh at me, you idiot. You got the nerve to laugh at me, sitting there on your couch, fat, eating your Doritos.
You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to
KDK's Lunatic Fringe.
All systems go! Prepare for countdown! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's walk through adventure in the amazing year 400 million!
Hello, everyone. Let me check my levels before I say anything else. I'm so expecting things to go wrong. I'm such a pessimist. But it looks like things are working. So hello, everyone. Welcome to KDK's Lunatic Fringe. It is 10:08 in the p.m. on Saturday, June 12th, 2010. And I say that just so you can check your own PC clock right there and see I'm not lying. Right? Yeah, I really am live. I'm in a good mood. I'm very stoned. I must admit I'm already very stoned. But I'm still going to come on and try to do a decent show for you. I'll try, anyway. If you have names, numbers, or ideas for people whom you would like me to try to call tonight, by all means, send them to me on AIM, as KDK Pranks, KDK, P-R-A-N-K-S, or you can visit us in our chat room where I'm hanging out with my my fellow internet buddies at kdkprankcalls.com, and click on the link for the chat. We have an old chat room that somebody might have bookmarked, but hopefully, if you're smart enough to hear to hear me now, you're smart enough to realize you're in the wrong chat room, and go get yourself a new link. But I don't think there's a problem, because I think there's only like 3 people listening right now, so I'm not going to bend over backwards. But if you guys want to have some fun, so do I. I'm in a good mood. I feel silly because I'm like super crazy stoned, because I quit smoking pot for like 2 weeks, and then I recently made a new purchase. So I'm like stoned out of my head right now on corn silk. And that's probably the only reason why I'm here. If it weren't for the weed, I'd be like playing video games or something. Like, I don't want to do a show now. I just want to be by myself. And Nunu is sending me numbers. Yay! Everybody send numbers in. I'm going to wait several moments while you guys have some time to send in your names, numbers, and ideas. And we'll see if we can't do some good prank calls tonight. I'm in a good mood. I'm looking to do some funny prank calls. And I realize I've been so lazy about doing this show that it's completely tanked and gone down the garbage hole. So I'm going to try to be more regular. Like, even when I don't want to do the show, I'll come on and maybe talk. As long as I show up here every week, is that better than the current situation where KDK does a show like once or twice a month because he's rarely in the mood to do it? Because I'm never in the mood to do this show unless I'm fucked up. Either I'm drunk or I'm stoned. Tonight we have option B, stoned. So if nobody sends me any interesting numbers or ideas, I guess I'll regale you with my retarded stories. As I spoke of last time, I've been creating a WordPad file of just like funny stories that I could tell from throughout my life and trying to place them in chronological order. So that if I were to record myself telling these stories, and they're in chronological order, I could post them online, and it would be like the world's first audiobook that existed before there was a book. It only exists in audiobook form, is what I mean. Or there is no text to back it up. It's just one guy, like, telling the stories. Because I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks lately, and that's pretty much all it is. It's just people telling stories. Are the stories made more interesting if the person is super famous? No, but that probably does help sell the book a lot. But I'm not looking to sell anything. I'm just looking to... I thought it would be an interesting project. That way, when I die, there'll be this archive of funny stories that I've told about my life that can be passed on from generation to generation. Hello, is Irving there, please?
Do what?
Is Irv there? Is that you, Irv? It's me, Ed.
Ed who?
Ed Rosenthal, how have you been, love?
Do what?
I say, how have you been, love? It's been a dog's asshole age since the last time I've talked to you.
I haven't talked to you. I don't know you.
You remember Ed Rosenthal? We was in the military together, you and I.
Really? Where were we?
How old are you, son?
How old am I?
Right.
I'm 77.
Well, same as me.
I don't. Where were you at? Where were you stationed?
You remember that time Billy Bob stepped on that landmine? He blew off both his legs, half a shoulder, and part of his face. He lost an eye that day.
No, you've got the wrong fella.
No, this is Irving Dingus. I recognize your voice. And now you have me concerned that maybe there's something wrong mentally with you, that you don't remember me.
Rosenthal.
Right.
Now, you might be talking about my cousin. Are you talking about in the Army?
Right.
No, my cousin was in the Army.
You weren't in the Army?
No, I was in the Air Force.
What? Can I ask what your cousin's name was?
Emory.
Is he still alive?
As far as I know, I haven't heard from him in about 15 years.
Why not?
He retired from the Army. He's living somewhere over in North Carolina. That's the kind I had he was.
Can I ask why you don't talk to him no more?
Well, we just sort of drifted apart, you know. No reason.
It's not about that time that you caught him cheating with your old lady, is it?
No, you've got the wrong guy.
Irving, don't act like this. You make me feel like a worm.
No, you've got the wrong guy.
Irving, can I tell you a story?
Tell me a story.
I was born at 5 a.m. 1931. February 19th. It's the day when the astrological signs change, when they go from Aquarius to Pisces. They call that a cusp. A person who's born during that twilight hour. That's called a cusp baby. Are you following me, Irving?
No, vaguely.
Well, my mother goes into labor at 5 in the morning. My father is working the graveyard shift at the Pepperidge Farm plant, loading semis with bread and stuff for the deliveries for the day. He gets the call. He speeds over to the hospital. He gets pulled over by a cop. And he hears the story. My dad says, my wife is in labor. I'm in a hurry. I need to get to the hospital. And the cop doesn't believe him at first. He calls the hospital, finds out that it's true, and then gives him an escort with flashing lights and everything to the hospital. Irving?
I'm here.
You're still with me?
I'm still listening.
Well, you'll remember, when I was born, I had a severe face defect. I had a hair lip and a cleft palate. So, maybe mere hours after my birth, they did the operation on me to repair it. And they put me in the incubator. And for maybe several weeks, my parents had to feed me with an eyedropper.
I'm listening.
My lips were too fucked up to nurse, so they had to feed me with an eyedropper. And I didn't know this until many years later, but when my father came to look at me in the incubator, he began to cry. And years later, my grandmother told me this story. She says, you know, when you were born, your father cried because he was so ashamed of you. And I cried and I broke down and I ran from the house and I was hiding from everybody. And eventually my father came and spoke to me and he says, I wasn't crying because I was ashamed of you. I was crying because I knew how much harder life would be for you than for a normal person. If you follow.
I'm listening.
Irving, you must be really bored to sit here and talk to me for so long. But I appreciate you entertaining an old man. I think I do have the wrong guy.
I'm sure you do, Mr. Rosenthal.
Is this Irving R. Dingus?
No.
What's your middle name?
Well, it's not R, and it's not Irving.
It's Irv.
Yeah.
Right.
But how'd you get my name?
Well, I'm not so good with the computer, but I found my way where I could look up a phone number by typing in a name. And I got a whole list of people. You're about the 12th person I've called tonight, looking for Irv.
Well, you found Irv, but I don't, like I said, I was never in the Army.
I found the wrong Irv, but it was good talking to you.
Yeah, you too, Mr. Rosenthal.
Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
I'll be back very shortly. One of the things I thought would be funny for tonight is I recently found an instrumental version of the song from MC 900 for Jesus called I'm Going Straight to Heaven, which I haven't probably played on the show in many years, but I have in the past. In years past, I played the song before, but I recently found an instrumental version with like none of the lyrics, and I looked up the lyrics, and I thought, wouldn't it be funny if Joe Rosenthal would sing this song? Because it's got like a great rap beat, a great like retro rap beat. But the problem is I don't know the song well enough. I don't know like where the words come in and out. I see the words in front of me, but I don't know where they come in and out. This is the original. The song starts 33 seconds in. I could try to like do this live, but it'd probably be better if I do it off the air. That way I can cut together what works. Because I doubt I'm going to be able to nail the whole thing in one run through. Everybody's dying for the chance to see how being in my thoughts you can all be me. But the portable question seems to be, why would the world want to live with me? Everybody shut up and leave me alone. Everybody shut up and leave me alone. Everybody shut up and leave me alone. I'm going straight to heaven. Top floor, please, elevator man. Get me upstairs as fast as you can. Got a dinner appointment at the dead end suite for a one-way ticket up to Easy Street. Everybody shut up and leave me alone. Everybody shut up and leave me alone. Everybody shut up and leave me alone. I'm going straight to heaven.
Everybody is listening in on all of my dreams, quoting my thoughts on an evening screen, keeping me healthy and safe and clean, getting me ready for a change of scene. Everybody shut up and leave me alone. Everybody shut up and leave me alone. Everybody shut up and leave me alone. I'm going straight to heaven. Spinning on a whole lot of pot, and the tourist jumps adore the high on a 10-mile high. I'm obscene, I'm a man with a hope and a man with a key. Everyone shut up and leave me alone. Everybody shut up and leave me alone. Everybody shut up and leave me alone. I'm going straight to heaven. Give me a glimpse of what will be. Salvation's as easy as 1, 2, 3, but nothing is true till it's proven to me. Everybody shut up and leave me alone. Everybody shut up and leave me alone. Everybody shut up and leave me alone. I'm going straight to heaven.
Hello?
Hello, Judy. How are you doing, love? It's me, Ed.
Pardon me?
Judy, this is Ed Rosenthal. How are you doing, love?
I think you must have the wrong number.
That's not you, Judy? Is Judy there?
No, she's not.
Where's
You have the wrong number.
I'm looking for Judy Dingus.
Well, you've reached... This is shitty.
Right. Don't be silly. Judy, you're playing games with me. I'm too old and decrepit for games.
I don't know who you are.
You said Rosenthal.
No, that name's not familiar.
I'm a friend of your husband.
Hubert?
Right.
He's deceased.
Oh, my God, I'm too late.
Yeah.
I had heard that he wasn't well, and I was hoping one last time to reminisce about the old days.
Oh, he would have loved that. I'm sorry. Your name's not familiar to me.
How long ago did he pass?
04.
Oh, wow. I'm quite behind the times here ever since I moved out of Alabama.
Where do you live?
I live in Connecticut now.
Oh, okay.
So it's hard to keep up on what's going on down back home.
Well, absolutely.
He and I used to go fishing.
Did you?
He could polish off a case of beer in 2 hours.
Oh, dear.
Especially when he was fishing. That was, I think, for him, fishing, I think, was more of an excuse to go drinking than to actually catch anything.
I don't know. You never spoke of those.
I think if he ever caught a fish, he wouldn't know what to do with it.
Oh, what time frame was this?
I'm so old, it's hard for me to remember now. At least 30 years. It was, early 70s, maybe late 60s.
You're not so old.
I'm as old as he was.
Well, that's not old to me.
Why? How old are you?
I'm 75.
Oh, dear, I'm 87 years young.
Well, good for you. Good
Well,
for you.
I'm sorry. I'd like to offer my condolences.
Well, that was nice of you to call.
So, I'm guessing you're his widow?
Yes.
Are you dating? Well, it's been
No.
6 years and a woman's got needs, right?
You're funny.
Could you ever go for a guy who's 87 years young?
I'm twice widowed.
Okay, so could you ever see yourself going with a guy who's 87 years young?
It's kind of a long way, isn't it?
Well, I'm retired. I've got money. I can go wherever, whenever.
Good for you. Good for you. And your name was what?
Ed Rosenthal. I was a friend of Hubert. We used to call him Huberty.
Really?
Huberty. We would say...
Well, I'm sorry, I've never remember him mentioning you.
Well, that's neither here nor there.
Right.
Are you lonesome tonight, Judy?
No.
You got someone there with you?
You mean, no. My dog.
Would you like some company sometime?
My kids are here. I'm not ever lonesome.
No, I mean, would you like some male companionship? Maybe I come down and visit you sometime.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I'm sorry if I've creeped you out. You have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello, Edwin.
Yeah?
It's Ed Rosenthal. How you doing, love?
Who?
Do you mind if I call you Eduardo?
Who are you?
What?
Who's calling?
This is Ed.
This is Ed, yeah.
Right, Ed. Well, you're Ed, too. You're Edwin. I'm Edgar.
Well, who are you?
Edgar Rosenthal.
How
you doing, love?
Sorry, I can't place you. I don't know who you are.
I was calling because me and some of the boys are partying down here, playing cards and drinking, and Bill said, why don't we invite Edwin?
Bill who?
I never met the guy before. I know his first name is Bill. He apparently knows you somehow. He said invite Edwin down, and we can play cards and drink.
I don't know anybody, buddy. In fact, I'm not in any shape to play cards.
You're not in any shape to play cards?
Not in any shape to do anything, are you?
What, are you on your deathbed or something? What's wrong with you?
Listen, I don't know who you are. So how'd you get this number?
Well, since you can't get out of the house, maybe me and some of the guys will come up and see you there.
No, I don't think so.
We'll bring the cards and the table and the booze.
Listen.
We'll stop by there.
No, you're not stopping by here. If you stop by here, I'm calling the cops.
Why not? Just come and play cards.
Listen, no. I don't know who you are. I'm not going to do anything, okay?
Okay, so you're still living up there on 19 Pearl Avenue, right?
No, sir.
Right, so we could be there in about 20 minutes.
If you show up here, the cops are going to come and get you.
Well,
don't show up here.
There's no crime being committed. We just want to play cards with you.
I don't know you, young man. Stop, okay? Who the hell are you?
I'm 87 years old.
Well, goddamn, I don't care how old you are. I don't want to talk with you. I don't want you here. If you show up here, you're going to be in jail.
You want to say you're too decrepit to come down here to an 87-year-old man?
Listen, I don't want to know what it is. Just
I made it here by my own 2 feet, damn it. You could make it down here. You just don't want to.
You're right, I don't want to. I'm not going to.
Right, because you're an angry guy. That's what Bill said. He said he's always angry. He needs to be cheered up. Let's invite him to the card game. And then here you are, sure as day. Angry, nasty, bitter. What's gone so wrong in your life that leaves you so nasty?
Rosenberg, don't call back, okay?
Okay, we'll be there in like 20 minutes.
If you show up here, you're getting arrested.
Well, I don't believe you. I think you need some tough love. We'll be there with open arms to embrace our brother Edwin and turn him from the dark side. I'm turning him from the dark side.
Hello.
Hello, who is this, please?
This is Dan. Who's this?
This number was on my caller ID.
What's your number?
Well, I don't want to give it out. You already know my number. Someone there called it earlier, apparently.
What time?
What did you say your name was?
Dan.
Oh, Mr. Bigham.
Yes.
How are you doing, dear?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was a little confused there.
Who is this?
This is Edgar Rosenthal. I saw this number on my caller ID. It says Daniel Bigham. See, now it's coming back to me. My memory isn't what it used to be, you know. I'm 87 years young.
You're 87.
Years young.
Who are you now?
Edgar Rosenthal. I'm the one they call, I know behind my back, they call me Skeletor around here in Normalville. Because I'm old and skinny and frail.
I don't remember calling your number.
Well, someone there did. Is this a house phone or a cell phone?
Yeah, no, this is my house phone.
Okay, so maybe someone else there called. And I was selling some stuff in the paper. Maybe it was about, I'm trying to sell some kittens.
No. Unless someone else was here that called from here. My daughter was here today. Maybe, I don't think she would have called though.
They're beautiful kittens. They're completely litter box trained and they're weaned.
What did you say your last name is?
Rosenthal.
Rosenthal.
They're weaned, meaning that they don't need to be breastfed anymore.
Well, I don't know who called you, buddy, but I'm sorry.
Okay, well, who else is there that's going to be calling me? I don't know. I don't want someone to think I'm being stuck up and ignoring them because I'm not returning their call. They didn't leave a message, but I saw the number on the caller ID.
Okay, when my daughter comes tomorrow, I'll ask her if she called.
Oh, is she looking for a lovely Siamese kitten?
No. She just moved into a new house and they're not allowed to have no pets.
Well, they're indoor animals. Nobody would ever know she had them.
Oh, yes, you would.
Unless she let them in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sorry for calling you. You sound like you're angry that I called, and I'm sorry for that.
No, I was just in bed, that's all.
I didn't mean to make you angry.
That's okay. We'll talk to you later.
Okay. Well, when's a good time to call back?
Bye-bye.
Wait. You said we'll talk later. I feel slighted.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Is this Benji?
This is Ben Shipley.
Benji, how you doing, dear? It's me, it's Ed Rosenthal.
It's who?
Ed Rosenthal.
Who's that?
Bill told me to call. He says invite Ben to the party. We're down at the bar playing cards. And he says invite Ben. I had the cell phone, so I made the call. I'm outside the bar right now.
Bear Run.
What?
At Bear Run.
Right.
Yeah,
See,
who told you to
the
call?
place. You want to come down and meet the guys? We're playing cards and drinking. Because it's Saturday, and we get to drink.
Yeah, not tonight, buddy. That's all right.
How about next Friday?
We'll see.
Okay,
see what's going on
you just meet us down there. You don't need an invite. Just show up anytime. We'll buy your picture.
All right.
All right.
Well, I'll think about it.
Peace out, my nigga.
All right, later.
Took like 45 seconds to connect.
No.
Hello, is this Dwayne?
Yeah.
How are you doing, love? It's me, it's Ed.
Ed.
I'm a friend of Benjamin's. How are you doing, dear?
I don't know. Who the hell are you?
I'm a friend of Ben's. Ben Shipley?
Yeah.
I'm a friend of Ben's. He says to give you a call because I needed some help organizing a bingo gathering at the VFW hall.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't help you there, buddy.
He said you could.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't.
He said you could
I don't
procure
know.
the beer at a lesser price.
No, can't do that.
Why not?
Sorry.
We're veterans. We deserve cheap beer.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, Estella. How are you doing, love? It's me, it's Ed Rosenthal.
Hello?
Hello, Estrella. It's me, Ed Rosenthal. How are you doing tonight?
Good to know.
Why are you calling?
Why am I hearing so many voices in my head? I was trying to talk to Estrella, and instead I hear some boy on the phone with me. Hello? Hello? Here. Anyway, Lonesome Loser is now angry with me because every number I was trying to dial from his earlier, it was taking like over 30 seconds to connect, so I was like giving up. But it turns out if you leave it go for like 45 seconds, that it eventually does connect. So he's all pissed off at me for bad-mouthing him for sending me bum numbers. Well.
Hello?
Hello, how are you doing, love? It's me, it's Ed Rosenthal.
You have the wrong number.
No, I know who I'm talking to. Hello?
Yes?
What?
What?
Is this Anson?
No, it isn't.
I'm looking for Anson Bigham.
Well, he's not here right now.
Can I ask where he is at this time of night? Is he down at the bar again?
No. Who are you?
My name is Ed Rosenthal. I'm an old fishing buddy of Anson's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was calling to confirm we're supposed to get up early to go fishing tomorrow. And he promised he wasn't going to go out drinking tonight so that he could get up early. But now it seems like he went out drinking anyway. Because he's not
I don't
there.
know who you're talking about, but you're not talking about him. You're talking about somebody else.
It's 11:15 at night and he's still not home. Hello? Oh, she got pissed at me. I love pissing people off. I live for pissing people off. Why do his numbers take so long to connect?
Hello?
Hello, how are you doing, love? Is this Betty?
Yes.
Betty Byler, I'm looking for Joe.
Well, who's calling, please?
My name is Ed.
Is what?
Ed. E-D, you know, Ed.
Okay. Does Joe know you?
Of course.
Okay, Joe, here. Somebody wants to talk to you.
Hello.
Hello, Joe. How are you doing, dear?
No, I'm not too bad, but I'm ailing.
What's wrong
like
with
the
you?
old lady. I don't have her trouble, but I got other troubles. I got arthritis.
What's her trouble?
Man, I could barely move.
Why?
Where? Your name is Ed up the road?
You never took care of your bones?
What do you mean?
Now you have the arthritis.
I got arthritis. That's what they tell me I have. I got feet like balloons. They're swollen and...
Oh, you got the gout?
Well, I wouldn't know what gout is.
Gout is when people eat a lot of rich, fatty food and never move, and all the deposits settle in their feet.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't eat that much fat stuff anyway.
You know, King Henry is a very well-known gout food. King Henry VIII. He had the gout because he ate very rich cheeses and greasy food and never moved anywhere.
Well, I move. I do a lot of moving.
Well, that's good.
The trouble with this here, as soon as I sit down, why, I freeze up like in the evening.
Really?
My shoulders, my neck, my thumb feels like I got a broken wrist, and it goes from one wrist to the next wrist the next day. And
you ever think it's all in your head?
What's this?
You ever think maybe it's all in your head?
Hell no, it's not all in my head.
Your brain says I'm old, so I'm supposed to feel bad. But what if you could train your brain to say I'm not so old and I feel fine?
I feel like a teenager some days, before I got this. And then there was no stopping. I go from early morning to dark. The old lady gets mad at me,
The old lady, you mean Betty?
Yeah.
She gets mad at you?
Oh, yeah, she gets mad. We have a little scuffle every day.
Really?
She has Alzheimer's.
Oh, so she forgets who you are.
How's this?
She forgets who you are?
She's on medication. She sleeps a good bit, and when she gets up, she doesn't know where she's at, and I straighten her out, and then I says, woman, you asked me that a half a dozen times, and I get a little hyper, and then she knows it, and then the argument starts.
Right.
Well, just because I'm hard hearing and she's got real sensitive ears, she thinks I'm screaming at her. She says I would talk to a dog better than I talk to her.
You're depressing me now. I didn't know that Betty was so far gone.
Well,
last time I saw her, she was down at the bar. She said that you were working late. She's down at the bar, and she's charging people $5 to do shots of whiskey out of her navel.
Yeah.
This is going back many, many years, of course.
That's an old-time story, huh?
Right. Way. Because I'm a long-time resident here in Normalville.
Yeah.
I've been here since 1930-something.
Well, I've been in this area. I didn't leave the area until I went to the Air Force, and it was the first time. And I was like a lost pup, for the first 6 months.
Betty used to, once she got enough drink in her, Betty used to talk about how she thought you were cheating on her. Was she right, or was she just delusional?
Well, she
used to say that you used to sleep with strange women at the truck stops and stuff.
No, I think you got the wrong party here.
Well, that's just what she said, but she was very drunk, so she may not have known what she was saying.
Who? You said Betty.
Right. I'm going way back down.
Yeah, What's
we used
your
to
name?
hang out at Kelty's Bum Steer. It was a biker bar here in Normalville back in the, maybe the late 60s, early 70s. And she used to hang out there, and we would meet her, and, sometimes nobody would ever cop to it afterwards, but sometimes money would be shown, and she would leave with the guy and come back after an hour.
Hot mama.
Well, I don't know. I never frequented her services back then. I had a fiancée at the time, so I was tied down already, drowning with a chain and rock around my neck already.
Yeah, well, you had the anchor on you.
Right.
The
anchor of marriage.
My trouble was I was always too bashful. I was too backward.
Right. You could have gotten far more pussy than you did if you weren't so bashful. Yeah. You could have been quite the ladies' man in your day.
Huh?
I say you could have been quite the ladies' man in your day with your looks that young, but you were so naive. You never took advantage of it.
Well, that's possibly,
Well, at least you met a woman that you love. Do you still love her, or do you want to kill her sometimes? Because my wife is like yours.
Kill her. I mean, I just raise a little Cain and that's it.
I think I'm sort of like you. Like my wife is falling apart. I think I still have my wits about me, but my wife Jill is falling apart. She has the throat cancer, and sometimes in the back of my head I think life would be so much easier if she would die tonight. Do you ever have those feelings?
I never think that.
You never have those feelings?
How's this?
I say you never have those feelings, like knowing that your life would be so much easier if she were gone.
No, I never think that. I never think that.
So you're still in love with her?
Oh yeah, I got 2 wonderful daughters.
Can you guys still have sex?
No, I gave that up 20 years ago.
Oh my God. I'm 87 years old. And my junk still works.
Oh, it still works, huh?
Well,
like
of course.
A clock, huh?
Right.
No,
I was never fat and never did drugs and never drank much. And, now in the long run it pays off, I guess, because my dick still gets hard.
That drinking part, I was drunk one time in my whole life. And drinking, I have no desire to guzzle. I had 1 bottle of beer would twist me enough to know that I got enough. I was over in England and everybody went to town, but 8 or 9 of us stayed in the barracks, and I was all cleaned up and I was sitting in my own cot, ready to go to sleep, and here they brought Coke with some whiskey in it or some darn stuff, and it tasted pretty good, I downed that, and then, I didn't down it, I sipped on it, and we had literature there, and BS and all that, and the next morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning, the bed was moving like I was in a boat, and I wanted to vomit, and I couldn't vomit, and I swore up and down, never again. And that was the first time and the only time that I was drunk. But I have no desire for anything, and in alcohol,
Not even sex? No desire for sex anymore?
Oh, that interests me. Yeah.
Do you still masturbate?
No, that don't work.
No?
That cake of soap, it's too hard in the Peter.
When's the last time your dick got hard?
Oh, about 15 years ago.
Oh, and how old are you?
I'm 77.
Wow.
That's bad, ain't it?
That's depressing. I made a joke earlier that I was 87 years old, but I'm really actually half that, and it's very depressing. You're depressing me about getting old now.
Yet,
if my dick didn't work anymore, I would be suicidal.
After he does it, he crows about it, you know.
Are you ever suicidal because your penis don't work no more?
No.
You never think I'm no longer a man because I no longer have a penis, so I may as well be dead?
No, that don't bother me at all.
Well, I'm happy to have talked to you tonight. I love your stories and I love talking to you. Would it be okay if I called you again sometime?
Well, I don't know. I'm not too fancy on the phone.
Well, neither am I, but you and I seem to have clicked. I enjoyed your stories, and I told you some stories, and we seem to have clicked. So would you like to talk again?
I'm not that much of a talker.
Okay, well, I understand. I'll never call you again. I won't bother you anymore.
Well, that's all right. Well, I mean, a short conversation might be all right, but with the headaches I got around the house, why, I got under thinking, you know.
Well,
I worked 2 long night shifts.
I hope...
You still there?
How old are you? You're 75 years old. You're still working?
77. No, I retired in 95.
But you said you're still working.
Were you on a cell phone or what?
Yeah.
Half the time I can barely hear you.
Yeah, I'm on a cell phone.
Well, that's probably the reason. Now, I only hear part of the conversation.
Well,
it's aggravation whenever I can't hear you.
See, now it seems as though you don't want me to go. Seems like you're trying to prevent me from leaving. But I'll say good night to you, and I'll talk to you another time.
I'm not a hard ass, but you're intermittent cutting out.
Okay. You're awesome. I love you. I'll call you some other time. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank
Good night.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What a sweetheart. I found a new favorite old person. He does seem like he'd be like a good recurring character with the funny stories that he's willing to give up and stuff. No bullshit, it's complaining because I broke character at the end of the night.
Hello?
Hello, Karen. How are you doing, love? It's me, Ed Rosenthal.
Hello?
Oh, I thought I was just talking to Karen.
Tom.
Hello?
Hello?
I'm confused now. Who am I talking to, please? I was looking for Karen King.
That's who you're talking to.
Okay, Karen. Wait, I didn't hear that other weird guy hang up yet. Is there someone else in your house?
No.
Do I need to call the authorities?
Yes.
There's somebody in there right now with you? Oh my God, I'm scared now. Now I'm scared. And even if I ask you to tell me if you're okay, I can't believe that you're okay because he might be holding a weapon up to you. You heard how long...
Hello?
Hello! How are you doing, love?
Hello?
I was looking for Megan.
Hello?
Is Megan there, please?
No, she's not right now. Can I have a message?
Is this Jack?
No, it's Seth.
Okay, is Jack there?
Yeah. Oh, here he is.
Right.
Hello?
What's with that guy, Seth?
What's that?
He asked me what I was wearing.
What you're wearing?
What kind of faggot are you hanging out with over there?
Who's this, Barry?
I think you need to throw him an ass beating.
Oh.
Unless you're enjoying his company, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink.
Oh, I'm always enjoying his company.
Right? Wink, wink.
Really? He's a good kid.
All right.
Huh?
How was the butthole? Nice and tight? When I was a little kid, my dad used to always insist on growing a garden. It wasn't a very big house. It wasn't a very big property. It was a quarter-acre lot, and 1/4 of that would be devoted to a garden. My dad would try to grow like watermelons and cucumbers and onions and tomatoes and stuff like that. And that's likely probably due to his previous experience, having grown up on a farm. He felt some kind of comfort in the fact that he's like growing shit, except that nobody would ever eat it. Because my sister and I didn't eat vegetables. Nobody in the house really liked vegetables. My dad didn't even like vegetables. He just got off on the fact that he could grow shit on property that was his own, I think it fed into his like feeling that he wasn't such of a loser. So he would grow the shit, and it would sit out there, and the bugs would get at it, and it would rot, like well before anybody would ever like take it and bring it into the house to eat. Actually, I would be afraid to eat anything that my dad brought from the garden anyway, because I know what an idiot my dad was. Even as a little kid, I had realized my dad was a total and complete blithering idiot, and it's not safe to eat anything that he brings home. And nobody would ever eat it, but he would grow it, and it would sit back there, and it would rot. And there was one day where I was bored, and the garden is behind the garage. So facing the garden is like this big flat back wall of the garage, like a perfect canvas. So one day I went through and I gathered up all the rotting vegetables in the garden that nobody had ever picked because nobody ever ate them. I picked them all up, and cucumbers and rotten melons and tomatoes and whatever Dad was growing at the time. I picked it all from the garden, and I took it, and I sat there for several hours and threw it at the side of the barn, or the garage. The garage, which was made to resemble a barn. And I was out there, like, pitching shit at the side of the garage for hours, throwing things as hard as I could so they would splat more. And my dad comes home from work, and he's like, "What did you do? Like, this was food, and you wasted food." And I'm like, "This was rotten food, bitch." Of course, I didn't say that, but that's what I'm thinking. This is rotten food that nobody's ever going to eat, so I may as well throw it at the fucking house. I don't know what I was thinking, but apparently I wanted to decorate the house with rotten vegetables that day. I'll never forget, my mom came out, and she looks at it, and she says, "Dad is so artistic." Because she's sitting there looking at all this shit, like, splattered on the side of the board, at the side of the barn, or the garage. And she's saying, "Look at the use of color. Look how he used green here and here and here and tried to balance it all and used red here and here." And I was just looking at my mom in awe. I was like, I can't believe my mom is agreeing with me that throwing shit at the side of the house was a good thing. I said how my mom defended my defacing of the garage because it was an expression of creativity. So in her mind, that made it acceptable. Like, I never got punished for it. Like, my dad was pissed about it. But my mom realized, we never eat this shit, and it's worthless anyway. So let's let the dumb kid, like, try to be creative with garbage. Be creative with garbage. By KDK. Right, yeah. And I remember she said, it's like a Jackson Pollock painting. And my dad, like, who the fuck is Jackson Pollock? And my mom was like, he's the guy who used to paint by, like, climbing the ladder and dropping water balloons on the canvas and stuff. And my dad's like, okay, that's not art. That's just somebody stoned and bored. And we're back. And I think I'm going to call that a show. Lonesome Luz is all pissed off at me because his numbers are so fucking slow to work. And I guess we're done here. So thank you all for listening. Tune in again next week at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on PCU Branco Underground Radio, and I will be back. I will be the only highlight of the week. I'll be the only one dumb enough to actually come here and waste my time trying to do shows for people who hate me.
This whole experience was absolutely exhausting. You are absolutely the most insufferable group of jackasses I have ever had the misfortune of spending an extended period of time with. I hope you all die.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.